Good morning, America. March for our lives. The teenage survivors of that Florida school shooting now planning to fight, demanding the president take action as he faces new fallout for criticizing the FBI over the shooting, blaming the agency for missing the warning signs because they were focused on Russia.
Monster living under our roof. The family that took in the gunman Nicholas Cruz here live, telling their story, why they let him into their home, the guns he brought with him, and what they knew about his behavior as new video surfaces allegedly showing Cruz in a fight. Now, the family's first TV interview only on GMA this morning.
Cruise ship chaos, a violent brawl caught on camera, one family accused of starting the whole thing. Security jumping in, punching and kicking. What started it all?
Through the night.
And Fergie.
That our flag was still there.
At the NBA All-Star Game, Fergie's performance trending all night. Their reaction on the court and online.
Let's play some basketball!
Live in Times Square, this is GMA with Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan.
Woo! We do say good morning, America. It's great to have Cecilia Vega in for George. You can't take his pen even though it has his name on it.
Sorry, George, if this is not here, it says anchor extraordinary. I might just, sneak it away. Here for all your presidential tweeting needs this morning. You let me know.
Perfect. We're going to start with those teenage students calling for change after that school shooting, rallying all weekend, and now promising a march on Washington for gun control. The president feeling the pressure, and our chief White House correspondent, John Carl, has all the latest, joining us from Washington. Morning, John.
Good morning, Robin. The president had praised law enforcement for its response to the Parkland shooting, but over the weekend he unleashed a stunning new allegation suggesting that the FBI failed to stop the shooter because it was too busy with the Russia investigation.
Just days after he visited victims of the shooting, the president tweeted over the weekend, very sad that the FBI missed all of the many signals sent out by the Florida school shooter. This is not acceptable. They are spending too much time trying to prove Russian collusion with the Trump campaign. There is no collusion. President Trump's tweet linking one of the worst school shootings in American history with the Russia investigation overseen by his Justice Department drew sharp criticism, including from Republicans.
The president should be staying out of law enforcement business.
Arizona Congressman Ruben Gallego blasted the president on Twitter. Children are being buried today. Could you please act presidential, at least on their behalf? You really have no shame. The president is apparently fixated on Friday's indictment of 13 Russians behind an alleged scheme to meddle in American politics starting in 2014. He even went after his own national security advisor, H.R. McMaster, after he said that evidence of Russian hacking was, quote, incontrovertible. The president tweeting, General McMaster forgot to say that the results of the 2016 election were not impacted or changed by the Russians. He later tweeted again, if it was the goal of the Russians to create discord, disruption, and chaos within the U.S., then with all the committee hearings, investigations, and party hatred, they have succeeded beyond their wildest dreams. They are laughing their expletives off in Moscow. Get smart, America. The president also took aim at Oprah Winfrey after she appeared on 60 Minutes talking to Michigan voters. The president tweeting shortly before midnight, just watched a very insecure Oprah Winfrey, who at one point I knew very well, interview a panel of people on 60 Minutes. The questions were biased and slanted, the facts incorrect. Hope Oprah runs so she can be exposed and defeated just like all the others.
The White House says the president will focus on the Parkland shooting with several events here at the White House this week, including what officials are calling a listening session with high school students and teachers on Wednesday. Robin?
John, is there any indication at all that the president could change his stance concerning gun control laws?
Well, we'll see. We know that officials have told us the president has said that we need to, quote, do something in response to this shooting. And the Washington Post reported that the president was actually surveying people down in Mar-a-Lago over the weekend, asking whether or not he should change his stance on gun control. But, Robin, since the shooting, the president has barely uttered the word gun or guns. at all.
Yeah, and much less gun control. We haven't heard that come from him. All right, thank you very much. And Cecilia, you spent a lot of time in that briefing room at the White House. What do you think?
Well, this one does feel different in that resounding call for change that we are hearing from the kids themselves, the families themselves in Florida. We haven't heard the president say it's too soon to talk about gun control, as he had in so many, in the aftermath of so many of those other mass shootings. But I gotta say, you know, this is a Republican-controlled Congress. It doesn't feel like there's momentum to make a big change right now on Capitol Hill.
Those kids are not going to go away.
They've got a loud call there. As we saw, the teen survivors of that Florida school shooting are demanding change and calling for action on gun control, announcing a march on Washington next month called A March for Our Lives. ABC's Adrian Bankert is in Parkland there with more on this. Good morning, Adrian.
Good morning to you too, Cecilia. Yes, they are some of the best and brightest here in Parkland. And after facing tragedy, losing friends, losing teachers, they've become the faces of this new movement, using their heartache and taking action.
Still recovering. Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel came to the bedside of an injured teen being hailed a hero this morning. 15-year-old Anthony Borges shot 4 times while trying to lock a classroom door, placing his body between the bullets and his classmates, who all survived uninjured. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. As those who witnessed the violence are still reeling. This morning, the students at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High are demanding their voices be heard.
My innocence, our innocence has been taken from us.
Speaking at gun control rallies Saturday and Sunday, sparking the movement called Never Again.
Adults have failed us, honestly, and kids are dying because of it. Change needs to happen so no more lives are lost.
This morning, they say gun reform must become a reality.
We are going to be the kids that you read about in textbooks. Not because we are going to be another statistic about mass shootings in America. We are going to change the law.
On Tuesday, students meet with state lawmakers in Tallahassee, and from there, prepare for rallies this week in Parkland, Florida, and across the country next month, including a march on Washington.
People are saying that it's not time to talk about gun control, and we can respect that. Here's a time, March 24th, in every single city. We are going to be marching together as students, begging for our lives.
And, you know, just like this memorial behind us, guys, the Never Again organizers are hoping to send a message that will not be ignored. They're asking for global support. Michael?
All right, thank you there, Adrian. And we're also learning a lot more about the missed warning signs in a school shooting, including a new video that surfaced, first obtained by our ABC station WPLG, allegedly showing crews in a fight in school in 2016. ABC's Victor Oquendo is in Parkland with new details. Good morning to you, Victor.
Good morning, Michael. We are getting a much closer look at the alleged shooter in that video first obtained by our affiliate WPLG. Take a look. It shows Nicholas Cruz in an all-out fight with classmates. That's apparently Cruz right there in the white shirt. The big question so many are asking this morning is, how did Cruz slip through the cracks when there were so many red flags? From the dozen-plus times neighbors say police were called to his home, to the Florida Department of Children and Families investigation after Cruz filmed a video cutting himself on Snapchat. Their report said that Cruz suffered from depression and that he wanted to buy a weapon, but in the end found no signs of neglect and ended the investigation. Also, the FBI admitting they'd received a detailed warning about him before the shooting, but that information was not passed on to the appropriate agents. He has been charged with 17 counts of premeditated murder. He's now being held without bond. He has invoked his right to remain silent, being held in solitary confinement and on suicide watch. Michael?
All right, Victor. And also, Victor, is there any word on when the school will reopen?
Michael, as of right now, the school, it is closed through at least Wednesday. Officials now saying that the building where most of the carnage took place may eventually be torn down. Michael?
All right, thank you so much, Victor. And in our next half hour, we're going to speak live to the parents who took Nicholas Cruz in after his mother died. That's right here, only on GMA. Robin.
Okay, Michael. Now to that deadly flu epidemic. The CDC out with a new update saying at least 84 children have died from the virus this season. It's now widespread across most states, and ABC's Lindsay Davis is here with that latest information. Good morning, Lindsay.
Good morning, Robin. That new report from the CDC says 22 children died across the country from the flu in just the last week, the most since the epidemic began in the fall. Overnight, the superintendent of schools in Elizabeth, New Jersey, announced a child diagnosed with influenza passed away. If confirmed by health officials, it would mark the third flu death of a child in New Jersey this year. But according to the CDC, there could be some hope on the horizon. The percentage of doctor visits for flu-like symptoms has leveled off over the last couple of weeks. The fact that number didn't increase is seen as a hopeful sign by the medical community that we could be looking at the end of the flu season. Robin.
We'll take it. Any hope. All right. Thank you, Lindsay.
All right, thanks, guys. Now to a new winter storm warning. 24 states from California to Vermont facing alerts this morning for flooding, ice, and heavy snow. One town in West Virginia completely underwater. Rob Marciano is tracking the whole thing for us. Hey, Rob.
Hey, good morning, Cecilia. The Ohio River now over its banks. This is Mason, West Virginia. You see a downtown there completely flooded. Pomeroy, Ohio, the highest the river has been since 2004. The cold side of this, Rapid City, South Dakota, 55-mile-per-hour winds there. Could see another foot of snow coming in. We've got winter storm watches from Rapid City back through Cheyenne, Salt Lake City, even down to Santa Fe. And then the warm side of this, going to be a lot of rain coming your way in Chicago and Detroit, Cincinnati as well. 2 waves of it coming through, and not till really Wednesday afternoon we get some clear skies. Rain 3 to 5 inches. That's going to be enough to flood all the way back down through Dallas. And ahead of this, very warm for the east, near record-breaking temperatures. We'll talk more about that in just a few minutes. Michael?
All right, thank you, Rob. We're going to shift gears now to the Olympic Winter Games. Team USA hoping to grab more medals tonight. 3 ice skating pairs are now in striking distance. And the women's hockey team, they won their big semifinals match overnight. Yes, they 5-0 shut them out. Yes, they did. They're going for the gold in their next match. And Amy's in South Korea with all the action. Good morning, Amy.
That's right. Is right, Rob. And good morning to you, Michael and Cecilia, as well. The U.S. women's hockey team, yes, now looking to win their second gold medal after shutting out Finland in the semifinals 5-0. They're going to face either the Olympic athletes from Russia or Canada. FYI, Canada has won the past 4 Olympic titles. But one tradition the women's team continued to do, despite officials asking them not to, shaking hands. Officials are urging hockey players to fist bump instead to prevent the spread of the norovirus. Well, the athletes say, you know what? It's worth the risk to uphold the post-game ritual. To each their own, guys. Team USA is looking strong in ice dancing, too. The battle to the podium includes 3 American couples skating their way straight into the finals. Leading in 3rd place for the Americans, Zachary Donahue and Madison Hubble. And then we have in 4th Alex and Maya Shibutani, the Shib-Sibs, the siblings who helped the U.S. win bronze in the team event last week. And then rounding it out for Team USA in 7th, Evan Bates and Madison Chalk. The couples perform again in the free dance to determine who will take home a medal. Also on the ice, a wardrobe malfunction. French ice dancer Gabriela Papadakis' costume coming unhooked during her performance. She calls it her worst nightmare, but says she is still proud of her performance. And then a heart-stopping crash on bobsled. The German team losing control just as they crossed the finish line. Whew, they still managed to take the top spot by less than a second over Canada. Michael, I'll send it back to you.
Oh, Amy, I saw Cool Runnings the other day. That happened to them, too, that crash like that. And Amy, there's a doping scandal that's unfolding in Pyeongchang.
Yeah, there certainly is. Russian curling medalist Alexander Krushelnitsky is being investigated for doping. He won bronze in the mixed doubles event, and a spokesman for the IOC says a failed doping test by a Russian athlete could keep that country's banned team from being reinstated and marching under the national flag at the closing ceremony. So more to come on that. We'll keep you updated. But in the meantime, let's take a look at the medal count. Team USA is in 6th place overall with 10 total medals, 5 of them gold. Norway, wow, just blowing everybody out in 1st place with 26 total medals, 9 of them gold. Michael, guys, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Amy. And you're not going anywhere. We have much more with you coming up.
Well, looking forward to that. But we're going to turn now to LeBron James' battle off the court. King James wore words with a conservative talk show host after she told him to, quote, shut up and dribble instead of commenting on politics. LeBron, well, he had something to say at this weekend's NBA All-Star Game, and TJ Holmes has something to say about that here right now. Good morning, TJ.
Good morning, Robin. LeBron's never been shy about giving his opinion, but this Fox host is questioning whether or not he even is qualified to have one. LeBron James was at the center of the NBA and political worlds this weekend.
Taking flight here.
Competing in the NBA All-Star Game while also going head-to-head with Fox News host Laura Ingraham, who on her show told James to shut up.
Must they run their mouths like that? Unfortunately, a lot of kids and some adults take these ignorant comments seriously. So keep the political commentary to yourself. or as someone once said, shut up and dribble.
Ingram was responding to comments James made in a recent interview about President Trump.
The number one job in America, the point of person, is someone who doesn't understand the people and really don't give a about the people.
Ingram's shut up and dribble comment met immediate rebuke from a number of pro athletes and many people online who claimed her comments were racist after she also called James unintelligible and ungrammatical.
This is what happens when you attempt to leave high school a year early to join the NBA.
We will definitely not shut up and dribble. I would definitely not do that.
He was also asked about Ingram's comments at an NBA All-Star media session in L.A., seeming to appreciate the attention.
I get to sit up here and talk about social injustice, equality, and why a woman on a certain network decided to tell me to shut up and dribble. So, thank you, whatever her name is.
On her show, Ingram addressed the controversy and insisted race had nothing to do with her criticism. Fox News later released this statement from Ingram saying, if pro athletes and entertainers want to freelance as political pundits, then they should not be surprised when they're called out for insulting politicians. There was no racial intent in my remarks.
Muhammad Ali, John Carlos, Tommy Smith, Althea Gibson, you can keep going, Jackie Robinson, they've all long-standing tradition. He said, I am more than an athlete, was a tweet. That was his first response to it.
One of the most charitable professional athletes that there is in this country.
And a savvy businessman as well.
And this has brought a lot more attention to it, so, hey, what he says, more people will listen to it. All right, thank you so much, TJ. And, you know, LeBron James, he let his play do the talking at the All-Star game last night, leading his team to victory. And, of course, the man took home his third MVP award from the All-Star game.
But,
Robin, it is Fergie's rendition of the national anthem that has a lot of people talking and smiling.
Scared.
Still there. Oh, say, does that star spangled banner yet wave? For the land of the free. And the home of the Let's play some basketball!
Let's play some basketball.
That's my first time hearing it. Look, patriotism sounds different every time.
As Charles Barkley said, I think I need a cigarette after that.
It's over to Rob now.
And that rendition of the national has totally cut my time for weather. I want to show you more of this picture. It's from Robin Roberts, maybe later in the program. Right now, it's time for your Select Cities, brought to you by Liberty Mutual.
Liberty Mutual stood with me when this guy got a flat tire in the middle of the night.
Hold on, Dad. Liberty did what?
Yeah, Liberty Mutual 24-hour roadside assistance helped him to fix his flat so he could get home safely.
My dad says our insurance doesn't have that. Don't worry, I know what a lug wrench is, Dad. Is this a lug wrench?
Maybe. You can leave worry behind when Liberty stands with you. Liberty stands with you. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Well, tracking a few showers early this morning, but on this President's Day, if you'll be heading to the George Washington birthday parade, starting at 1 o'clock in Old Town Alexandria, just cloudy. You'll want the jacket. We'll be in the 40s through about 2 o'clock. Our high temperature today in the lower 50s. Keep your Storm Watch 7 weather app handy as we could have maybe a sprinkle later today. A little early morning fog tomorrow, but then sunshine, 74, 76 Wednesday, and then a little cooler but still above average late week and into the weekend. A little unsettled too with daily rain chances.
Coming up, the family who took in suspected Florida shooter Nicholas Cruz here live. What was he like in their home, and did they miss any warning signs? That's coming up right here this morning, only on GMA.
And caught on camera, that violent brawl on a Carnival cruise ship. A family kicked off. So what sparked the fight?
With the right